let's begin our meeting. It's 11 o'clock. We're having the April 20th meeting of the Barnstable County Commissioners, and please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join me in a moment of silence as we think about our soldiers who are at risk and those who have passed. Thank you very much. The agenda today, let's see. We should remind people that although they might not be in the room for public comment, that there is a way of accessing public comment, and I wonder, Steve, if you could repeat that for people.
If people would like to view the live stream, they would go to the internet to www.my.dimdim.com/Barnstable County. And I'll spell it out, www.dimdim.com/Barnstable County.
Okay, and although people might not be accessing this right now, for those who do watch this when it appears on Saturday morning on Channel 17, that they should make a note of that so that in future meetings they can access it.
It also shows at different cables companies and town cable systems throughout Cape Cod, 6 different systems, sometimes on Channel 18, sometimes on Channel 17, at various times throughout the week.
Okay, and you can you can access your public access station to to see when that is exactly.
And many of the towns run it on the town government channel.
Right. Okay. Has anybody got any? I guess we could.
Doesn't look like any public comment. We can say.
Sheila's on vacation, so that's why there are only 2 of us here.
That's right.
That's right, and she's in Iceland.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Do we have a vote to approve the minutes of our previous meetings?
Move to approve the minutes.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that's a vote. Okay, we're on the agenda. There are several what looks like administrative. The new account for the Cape Cod Commission, that's also covered in the summary, right? Now, this new fund, is this for transferring money that they already have? I believe that's what it is.
I'm sorry, Bill. Say that again. I was just recording what that
New-
vote was.
It's the approval to establish a new account for the Cape Cod Commission.
That's probably for a grant fund. Usually a new account for the commission is for a grant.
Okay, and let's see, prepays, that's covered in here, and the approval of the Boy Scout Troop 50 coffee shop, that's also in here, I think.
Yep.
Okay.
I believe that's for the rest area.
All right, and we need to ratify the actions taken. Is that also in here to ratify?
It should be.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I guess it all is. All right. Has anybody got, would you?
No,
make a motion?
I would move approval of the commissioner's actions.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Technically, I should second it, I guess. but-
You have the second.
Technically, yes,
That's
you
right.
do.
Okay, I'll second that, and now I'll ask for the vote.
All right.
Okay, there you go. Okay. Now, on the needs action, is there any questions with regard to needs actions? If you have none, you want to make a motion?
I will move approval of the commissioner's actions. I thought we just did that.
No, that was different. That was the commission's action.
That was on the votes and stuff. I
On
think
the
they're probably
votes.
on both, but that's okay. You're
Okay,
right.
so we're going to, moving the needs actions.
Yes, I move approval.
Okay, I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, any abstentions? Thank you very much. It is a vote. And individual reports from commissioners. Do you have anything to report?
Well, I would just say that in Falmouth, and because it relates to wastewater, the Comprehensive Wastewater Review Committee that reviewed the draft plan for the state made a number of recommendations and changes in that draft plan. And the town staff prepared a scope of services to take us through, and there's about 12 different items in the scope of services. And it was really interesting because Andrew Gottlieb came to the meeting, and he actually came to make the presentation on the TMDLs,
Mhm.
you know, the whole controversy over the science. And the request from Orleans, you know, going back to the very beginning, the request from Orleans that we fund a review of the science of the model. And actually where that is right now. And so far, I guess there's a public comment period open until April 30th for comments to the collaborative, so that they can make a decision whether they want to recommend to us that we move forward with a symposium of sorts to actually do a scientific review of the model.
Was that in Mashpee or Falmouth?
Was it Falmouth? You mean the meeting I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Was it the Falmouth Selectmen's meeting?
Okay.
And it was really very well received, and actually it's interesting that there's only one person on the board who really had some questions about the model. And as a result of that whole conversation, which took about an hour, the meeting, I think he was pretty well satisfied with the approach that is being taken, which is that if there isn't any federal funding coming for the National Academy review, then for the county to do it seems like a very positive action. So
We're the only, with skin in the game. We have $100,000 that we're asking the Assembly
That's right,
approve.
it's in the
Approve.
budget.
That's right.
to support that.
Mhm.
And I think it's very important for us, let's say, for us to do it. And it's also very important for us to let people know that we are doing it, that we're not just sort of rolling the thing over.
No, that's true, and I think at town meeting in Falmouth, and I speak to this only because that's what I've been doing for the last 3 weeks, it seems like, part of the article, which is also now in the ballot for the $2.7 million, actually includes some more work on I think a couple of estuaries that need the TMDLs determined, and that funding was in that article. So hopefully they'll all pass on the ballot question. But that's always dicey, as we know.
Oh, yeah. Okay, anything else?
Not that I can think of at the moment.
And the only thing that I did that I can recall is that I went to a Human Service Needs Committee at the town of Barnstable, and the county had supplied them with specific information with regard to census data that we had, because they've been charged with telling their town council what problems the Human Service Committee recommends that they address going forward. And so the substance of that meeting was to identify 4 or 5 areas, and Stella Fritzwanger will come up with a list of that and get back to the members of the committee going forward. That's about the most important thing. School vacation sort of keep us out of the loop.
Well, tomorrow the Compact is having a press conference
Yes.
at 9 o'clock.
Right.
And I happened to chat with Mark Sylvia yesterday. He's now the Commissioner of Energy Resources. And he'll be here, he told me.
And he's an old lunchman of yours from Plymouth, right?
Well, it's interesting because I happened to run into Tom Colburn, who's a state representative for 3 districts in Plymouth and north of Plymouth, Whitman, Hanson, all those towns going up the line. And so he was remembering that I used to work in Plymouth. And he said to me, well, how do you know Mark Sylvia? And I said, well, actually, I hired him, believe it or not, when he got out of college.
That's where that name is familiar.
That's how you know.
Oh,
He
yes.
used to be the town manager.
All right,
He came
exactly. Now it all
we
clicks.
created the position of
Yes.
special assistant to the town manager. Because that's a big town with a lot of
Yeah,
projects.
now it all clicks.
And this was a position to really have somebody stay on top of all of these town
Right,
projects.
right.
And he just moved up from there. And then he left there in January of '09 and became the director of the Green Communities Program.
Right.
And then when Ian left, there was a bit of a shuffle, Ian Bowles, and then
Yeah.
he moved up to this. Anyway, so he's going to be here tomorrow
Good.
with Phil
Geodesy.
Geodesy. So that'll be good
Having,
on that little report.
I think that's pretty good.
Yes, I think it's
All
great.
right.
Yes, it's nice to have the state again, it's one of the things I was saying to Mark yesterday, you know, the state needs to take a role on these issues of wind turbines. You just can't, I mean, you really have to get out there and do something at the state level to support the communities and what they're trying to do, especially on the Cape. You know, we have Brewster with its issues, Orleans.
If they want to realize their goals,
Truro,
they do.
Wellfleet, Falmouth. So it's really important for the state to take a position to provide some leadership. So we'll see what happens.
Well, I think I mentioned before that at the wind listening that took place in Hyannis a couple of weeks ago, that a representative, I think of DEP, had made the comment that what they intend to do with the state was to develop a methodology by which measurements can be made and then make that measurement. But I think it's an important first step. And I think they're looking at it from what I would call a legitimate and rational scientific approach to develop the methodology and then do the measurement. And I hope that that they indeed move forward on that. So anyway, that's
So tomorrow should be good. And maybe you can, well, you probably as chair of the compact can talk about what this is tomorrow, about the solar.
Well, it's a CVEC. It's the Cape
It's
Convention
a
Electric Law.
CVEC, that's right, it's
So-
not a compact.
Yeah, and we didn't want to announce it till tomorrow, so.
Well, then don't say anything about it.
But
sorry.
it is. It's a very big announcement. It's one of the biggest publicly solar projects
Right.
in the East.
There's no one watching on the live stream. This won't actually be released until
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
Saturday.
Oh, good.
And
Well, it's really
Well, we're
great.
announcing,
And there's no press in the room either.
yeah, exactly.
Well, that's
not until
tomorrow.
Thursday.
Well, you already have the press release though, don't you? Do you have the announcement? No?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, you should have.
Well, we get accused a lot that perhaps there's a certain amount of opaqueness with regard to something, but I'm sure that was not intentional, especially when they want to get.
Ed may have got.
So yeah, it's a big announcement tomorrow. So we'll
Yeah.
have hopefully a number of
I'm
towns
coming.
that are participating. Good.
As a matter.
Yeah, I'll be there.
And you're going to be there?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm trying to keep my contact. I don't dare miss it.
I guess. That's 9 o'clock
9 o'clock in this room.
in this room.
Okay. I don't think we have anything else.
Well, I do.
Yeah.
Just have a big pile. So I have a proposed supplemental budget ordinance for you guys to sign and bring over to the assembly today. And don't forget the assembly is meeting. And in that, it's really 3 pieces. We are utilizing 2 of our appropriated budget reserves. We're using the reserve fund to fund some IT equipment that was damaged in a power surge that they had, and also to fund some additional costs that we've incurred for fuel usage up at the jail and House of Correction, the new health department offices. We're using both the reserve fund and the capital reserve fund budget for the IT equipment. And then there's an additional amount of money coming out of the statutory reserve, which is a new appropriation, also for fuel costs associated with the facilities department.
Unintended expenses?
These are for expenses, yes. Yep, these are for, and the total is, the total supplemental is $15,500 for the fuel costs, and the total transfers are $23,500, for a total of $39,000. So if you could sign that, and then that has to go to the assembly, I'd appreciate that. And as I mentioned, the assembly at 2 o'clock is reconvening their public hearing on the wind turbine regulations. I don't believe that is open to public comment. I believe they closed public comment, so they're just going to deliberate in terms of the Standing Committee on Government Regs.
And I believe they're taking it to a vote from there today.
Yeah, they have to make a vote because it is scheduled for a vote on the Assembly 4 o'clock agenda. So we'll see what happens. Also at 3 o'clock at the Assembly, the Standing Committee on Health and Human Services is convening to make recommendations on the Human Services, Children's Cove, Human Rights Commission, and other business before that committee for the budget for 2012, so they're doing that.
I understand that that's really the
That's
issue.
the last piece, I think.
Yeah, that's the one that the Assembly seems to have the biggest issue with. It's the
Exactly,
human services.
and I did want to mention that because I do have my report for you, and I have a package for for each of you, if you will, because in that is some very excellent information. This is the last one. I'll start with the last one that Beth Albert prepared. You see it in here to provide the committee. It's really two things: what they're doing in terms of their funding requests in the budget, and then some background on some of the projects that Human Services is working on. So it was excellent information she's
As I
providing
look at
them.
this seems to be the kind of thing that we usually expect to get from Beth, because, we charged her with running the department.
Well, Chris Kananga, who's the chair of the Health and Human Services Committee, asked for some specific information, him and Paul Pilcher, so she's responded, but she's also put some other information together for them to help them with their deliberation.
Well, I
So it's
think
very
this,
good.
I think that, looking at it, it's what I've come to expect from her as far as providing substance for the things that she's looking for. And if we're charging her for running the department, we do have some responsibility in giving her the resources to do that within, our capability and capacity to do that.
The other thing I wanted to mention is I attended the opening meeting of the 911 dispatch evaluation process on Friday. That was at the Brewster Police Department. And I provided you with the vendors' presentation they did at that, just a short presentation, kind of outlining how the project is being conducted. They're scheduled interviews with all of the participants, the town, police and fire, sheriff's department, the base. Everybody's included to evaluate how we do dispatch here on Cape Cod. As you know, the whole PSAP, the public safety, PSAP stand for us, but we have a number of them on Cape Cod. Rhode Island has one. I think California has 3. So it's certainly something that needs to be looked at a little bit.
Now, is this the vendor that was hired?
That was the vendor that was selected, where it was Intertech Associates. They had 3 people. The 3 people mentioned there.
And where are they from?
I don't know where they're from, actually. Yeah, I want to say maybe New Jersey or Pennsylvania, but don't quote me.
So what's the anticipated completion date?
There's this time schedule in here. It's very ambitious, but they're looking at September 2011.
Oh.
There was a little bit of talk on that because it goes obviously through the summer, and that gets to be difficult, especially on Cape Cod. But that's the targeted date right now. So there's some information on that. The other thing I wanted to mention is Law Day is being held on Friday, April 29th this year. And this year, apparently, they're doing it at all 3 district courts on Cape Cod, Falmouth, Barnstable, and Orleans. So if you wish to participate, the theme this year is the legacy of John Adams from Boston to Guantanamo. And if you wish to participate, there's some names that I can contact to let you know.
Yeah, we did last year.
So if you want to do Falmouth, or you want to do Barnstable, or however you want to do it, it's kind of up to you. I don't recall that we've ever done it in 3 locations. I know they always used to do Barnstable.
Just Barnstable. And usually they bring, we were having, having trouble getting kids into participate in the essays.
So there is a copy of that in the to read. There's another copy if you want to take it. So actually, I put that in your package, so you have it.
Right.
So that's in there.
So there's one here,
So,
one in
yeah.
Falmouth, and one in Orleans.
One only. So if you want to participate, let me know, or you can contact information is in
Well,
there.
I think the,
Do they have a time? This doesn't look...
It's usually at 9 a.m. and it starts at 9 a.m. So they usually want you there at 8:30 to kind of coordinate the judges.
it doesn't, I don't think it lasts more than an hour.
No, it's usually an hour, maybe a little bit more.
All right, then, as far as I know, I could do that. That's the Friday, right?
That's Friday.
Friday,
Yeah.
okay. All right, why don't you put me in for Friday morning
Where?
at
In
Barnstable,
Barnstable?
unless you want to come to Barnstable.
No. I mean, yes, I would. But is it better that we spread ourselves out? If not, I'll be here.
I don't know. It's up to you, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Or I could go to Orleans, but then that...
But Sheila might go to
Yeah,
Orleans.
Sheila won't be,
That's-
will she be
Oh,
back?
she may
I
not
don't
be
think she'll
back.
be back Friday.
Well, it's the 29th.
The 29th.
Oh,
so
it's
we
the
could-
following week.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. So maybe we could split it up.
Okay, well, in that case, I'll plan to come here. to
Okay, and
Barnstable.
I'll plan to go to Falmouth.
Okay.
Is
So
it
I'll,
the Superior
at least
Court
right
or
now, I'll
District
let those
Court?
2 know.
Okay.
I don't
So
know
you'll go,
anybody
it's in
Falmouth.
District Court. and I'll put you down for Falmouth.
Okay.
And I'll get more details.
I don't know anybody there, but that's okay. I know a lot of people here.
I do have, and I have not received any comments from our co-chairs as of yet, do have drafts of the special commission, the charge.
Oh,
Okay,
yes.
I think
So
we
if
had
you
looked
have
at
any
that.
comments,
I think that I had looked at this and felt that, you'd covered all the bases with that. And part of this is, since this is a draft, that we would get some response from them.
yeah, I think what I'll do is I have not followed up with a phone call. What I'll do is I'll follow up with a phone call and email to both Henri and to Rob, see if they have anything.
Okay. Now, since this is a draft and you presented it, are we circularizing this draft?
It's only gone to you and to Henri and to Rob so far. And what I would recommend, since Sheila's not here, is maybe we take it up next year and form out. Let me get a chance to talk to either both Henri and Rob. And if they have something to say, we can amend it. If they don't have anything to say, then you can adopt it.
Yeah, that would be a good thing, to
Okay.
see
We
if
can
they
move
have
forward.
something to suggest.
All right, so from that point of view, I guess, since you're in the room, could we, ask for some indulgence to get some feedback from them?
Hey, you can take, it's a draft, you can take a
Yeah.
look at it. It's no different than what we've talked about. And,
Yeah, you're discussing it in public.
No
session.
secret
Yeah.
stuff in
There's no
here.
secret stuff, but
All I see is DAT on it, I don't see the...
I know, it's supposed to say draft, but I don't know why it does that. That's kind of weird.
saving ink.
On the computer, it says draft, but why it says DAT, I don't know.
We're struggling with
David, here you
what
go.
equipment we have without spending more money.
You're all out of ours.
Yeah, there's no R's or F's.
I think we wait till I think it's good.
Yeah, if you have some comments, just send
I
them to
think
me.
I'd shared what, or I'd seen it, and I really felt that, it covered everything we needed to cover. And I believe that, that going forward, that when we get feedback from Henri and from Rob, that would be the point to share it with the assembly.
Yeah, well, when we finalize it, you adopt it, then we can share it with the assembly.
Okay.
And then the only other thing we mentioned already is the Cape and Vineyard Electric Cooperative is holding a press conference to announce the photovoltaic solar initiative. It's at 10 sites in 7 local Cape and Vineyard communities. So more about that tomorrow
Okay,
morning.
but they're going to be here, right?
We will be here
Yeah,
to announce
what
there'll be posters showing what the 10 sites
Okay,
are.
what time is that going to be tomorrow?
It starts at 9 o'clock.
That's at 9 o'clock, okay.
So come early so you can get a parking place.
Yeah, come early.
We do have.
We'll have
parking
refreshments.
places.
I'm just kidding.
So that's it. That's all I have. There's Maggie.
Anything, Maggie, did you have anything for us, Maggie?
I guess not.
Okay. Well, with that,
That's my feeling exactly.
do you have anything else for us?
I don't know. That's
Okay, I'll
it for me.
entertain a motion to adjourn, not to, yeah.
To recess, because we are going
Motion
to
to
the chamber
recess.
for the meeting with the chamber.
I thought that was a super secret, double secret.
No, you have to recess. And actually, then you're going to the
To the
assembly.
assembly.
Right, the assembly, yeah, okay. All right, so I'll take that motion to do that.
Motion to recess.
Okay, and we'll come back again.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
11:30?
Yeah.